Hi folks, I'm working on a Honda X, no, it's a Honda EX1000 watt. It's a little, I believe it's a little inverter generator, but I could be wrong. It may not be inverter type. It's pretty old. It's actually really old. So no, I don't believe it is an inverter type generator. But it was running really good. And then I had a little problem with it where it just kind of started spitting and sputtering, and then eventually it would die out. So I'm going to go through it and kind of find out what's going on with it. I'm pretty sure it's carburetor related. So I'm going to actually take the cover off. I've had this maybe for about 5-6 years. Never had a problem with it, except before last winter it started acting up a little bit. And then I just needed the other day, and it really ran good for the first tank full of gas, and then after that it started acting up again like it was doing in the fall time of last year. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to pull off the cover and I'm going to inspect the carburetor and make sure all that's in okay shape. I think I see a little spring here broke down in here. That could be part of the problem already. So I'm going to kind of take these covers apart and whatnot, and then I'll get back to you with some deeper details. Alright, well, what I'm going to do is I'm going to take the carburetor off. I boiled it down to that it's definitely carburetor related. So I'm going to remove the carburetor, take it all apart, check everything out really good. Make sure there's no little ports and holes plugged up and any sludge buildup from over the years. I don't believe it's ever been apart, so it's just a good thing to do. Good little bit of maintenance, and it's really quite simple to take apart. There's really not a whole lot to this carburetor. So as I get the carburetor off, it's really simple to come off. It's self-explanatory really. There's no detailed instructions related to removing the carburetor from this little Honda EX1000. Pretty much the only thing you have to hold it on are these two nuts that hold this backing plate on. And then once you remove those two nuts, that's about it. You just undo your hoses there and it's loose. It's ready to come off. You have to be careful, of course, because you have little linkages and springs hooked up that they have to be disassembled without too much prying or stretching. Okay, so I'll be back with you as the progress continues. So what I ended up doing first, instead of removing the carburetor, is I removed the float bowl. And it was really gungy and dirty inside there. So I'm pretty sure that's what the problem was. Not 100% sure. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to put it back on. And I'm going to remove my little screw here from the fuel line that stops the fuel from coming out. Then I'll reinsert the fuel line onto the little nipple. Get the gas flowing again. And I'll try and start it and see if it improved anything. And I did notice that there is a spring here that's not in so good a shape, and there's not a whole lot I can do with it to put it back in good shape except get another one. So I'm going to do that, get another spring for here. This one here looks like it was twisted and, well, whatever needed to happen, I guess, to make it work. But I'm pretty sure the tension of that spring has been modified a little bit, which could be creating a little bit of performance differences for this little Honda EX1000. Great little machine, I'll tell you. Honda sure did know what they were doing when they made a little unit. I've never had a Honda motor yet that gave me any problems other than your typical things as this problem. It's pretty common. So I'm going to blow it all out, clean it all up really good inside of here. Make sure there's no little, I see some pieces of, looks like sawdust or something inside here. Not exactly sure what it is, but I'll clean it up real good. Blow it out with the air compressor. Being very careful as you're using compressed air to blow out anything, as some little pieces and bits and parts may also fly apart due to that high compressed air. So you don't need a whole lot of volume of compressed air, just enough to clean things up, that's all. Okay, so I'll be back with you and hopefully with it running. Alrighty, well, I'm back. Encountered another problem while I was starting it. The pull cord broke. So now I'm going to fix the pull cord so I can continue working on this, because it's the only way to start it. Hey, what do you think of my tabletop? 3 tires. Works good. So this outer cover is real simple. It's only 2 screws here, one here, one at the bottom, and one at the other on the other side of the bottom. So it's just simply remove them, and then it'll be removing the recoil itself. So I'll get back to you once I get this cover off. Okay, I have it back fixed up. I know I mentioned I was going to get back to you when I had to cut the cover off, but I just went ahead and continued it and repaired it and still used the cord that was there. It was still in really good shape. It was just the end that was in bad shape. So I'll be back with you. I'm going to try and get it started now, and I'll give you an update, tell you how it runs, if cleaning that choke bowl solved the problem or not. Okay, well, let's just see if it's going to start up. It sounds like it was running all right a minute ago, so just bear with me here. I'm going to give it a pull, make sure the switch is on. Well, it sounds good now, folks. That's all it took. Just the float bowl needed to be cleaned out. A little bit of water, a little bit of dirt, and it was kind of getting mixed in and creating an interference. So once that was cleaned out, it's back to running great. Well, thank you for watching, folks. Subscribe if you have not, and thank you very much for those that have.